Welcome back to Well, That's Interesting, the you shouldn't have put them there in the first place edition.
Oh my God, what are we putting and where are we putting it?
Although today's episode sounds like we'll be talking about one of our favorite subjects, which is things getting stuck in people.
Oh, I love that subject.
We're actually going to be covering another favorite topic of ours, invasive species.
I love a good invasive species.
Today, episode 049, giant goldfish are taking over Minnesota and other places.
Of course they are. Of course they are. Okay, I know you're going to tell me eventually, but
yeah,
how giant can a goldfish get?
Oh, you're going to see some photos.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
You're going to see some video.
What?
Yeah.
I know is every time you're going to say the word goldfish today, I am going to think of the salty snack.
Oh, they're delicious.
It's a personal fave, and I'm going to think about putting it in tomato soup. And then right after we record, I'm going to go to the grocery store, and I'm going to get goldfish. I didn't have to tell you any of that, but I did.
You did, and I can't wait for your that image to just be slightly tweaked by the end of this episode. Your image of goldfish will change.
Are you going to talk me out of goldfish?
No, I mean, I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe you'll be really thrilled about it. Maybe you'll want a 4-pound salty snack. I don't know.
Okay.
That'll make sense later. I am Jill Chacha, and I am with the hungry Marissa Riley.
That's me. Always hungry.
And if this is your first time listening, welcome to the flock. Dr. Riley here comes in cold and learns everything in real time, just like you.
It's true. If I didn't know anything about today's episode, if I had, I would be eating goldfish right now, crunching into the microphone and ruining everyone's experience.
Next time.
There's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. I do have some Triscuits too, so maybe at the break.
So giant goldfish, that's not the first time we've talked about invasive species.
No.
We have a long list. Just in episode 041, we went into the incredible history of how monkeys ended up living next to a Florida airport. Do you remember that?
How could I forget? It's one of my favorite things in the world.
It's incredible. There's also a not-so-secret arapaima farm in Florida also. Do you remember that fish?
I
arapaima,
do.
It's quite possibly the largest and angriest freshwater fish around, and they're breeding them, so
they're big.
They're big.
Around.
Let's not forget all the peacocks, dog-sized lizards, and wild pigs running out and about in this glorious nation.
It's true. We're just covered.
Yes.
In invasive species.
Just wall-to-wall species.
Yeah, throw a rock and you'll hit a giant pig.
That's right.
So
true.
you shouldn't throw a rock because they will get mad.
Right. It's figurative.
Yes.
Yeah. And they get fucking huge. Speaking of big, yeah. Highly recommend a Google on videos of how big wild boar and pig get.
What is with all these giant animals? I feel like it was just like 5 minutes ago we were talking about dog-sized spiders, and I'm like, it's just too big. Even as a woman from Texas where everything is huge, I'm like, I don't know, it's too big for me.
Yeah, we need to rethink this.
Tone it down.
We have episodes and in-betweenies on all of that shit. If you haven't had a listen, just scroll back. The details are in the headlines and the titles or whatever the fuck.
Do it. You'll thank us later.
Yeah. In the meantime, we are gathered here today to add another adorable creature unintentionally causing havoc to this list.
Oh, no.
And it happens to be another aquatic animal. So where better to start than in the land of 10,000 lakes?
What?
That's right.
10,000?
10,000 lakes. We're heading on over to Minnesota.
Oh.
That's their slogan.
I had no idea. I've never been to Minnesota. I am a fan of the accent.
So wonderful.
One of my favorites. I would do it now, but I think that would be offensive to folks in Minnesota. You heard it come out. Minnesota. I'm so sorry.
It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible not to think of it or say it or just I
know. It's the best one, though.
Listen to Wine and Crime. Their accents are just impeccable. I love it. Yeah. It was so wonderful. Okay.
I love it.
So we're over in Minnesota, a U.S. state bordering Canada and Lake Superior. So if you point to the U.S.-Canadian border
Okay.
and move your finger all the way east until you hit all them big lakes, the last state is Minnesota.
Oh, right above us. We're in New York.
So there you go. So our first stop is in Burnsville, just a wee 15 miles south of downtown Minneapolis.
Okay.
It's a hopping place known for its regional mall, Burnsville Center.
Oh my God, I love that it's known for a mall.
It's also got an adorable dog park called Alley Magnet Dog Park. There's also a 310-foot vertical ski peak called Buck Hill.
What else do you need in a fucking town, in a fucking city? We've got place for dogs, place to ski, and a place to blow all of your money that will also give you a migraine. Amazing. Right. Minneapolis. I'm into it.
Come on down. So, Dr. Marissa, I'd like to introduce you to its newest and rather large claim to fame. Without any context, would you do the honor of describing who you see in this photo? A photo of which will, of course, be on all of our social medias.
Always.
Instagram, Twitter. Details are in the show notes. Please come on by and play along. So this photo, Dr. Marissa, what do you see?
I see a big-ass goldfish. Let me tell you, this ain't no cracker. This is a big-ass orange goldfish. I see a human, a man holding a goldfish. It takes two hands. It's about the size of two big man hands put together.
Yeah.
You can't even see one of the hands.
That's right.
It is also the most vibrant shade of orange and light orange. It's beautiful.
It is.
I would like an outfit in this color spectrum. Highly recommend looking at the photo.
She's gorgeous. She's bright. She's very 70s. Yeah.
I would love a wallpaper that not of scales, but like of this particular color.
Of its flesh.
I would like turn it into wallpaper.
But
interior design.
Yeah. It's massive. I would say from mouth to tail, well over a foot.
Yeah.
Over a foot. And she's chunky in the middle, really cute.
I think she has a smile.
Yeah.
I think she's glad to be there.
She's giving us a side eye, too, yeah.
I know.
So, yes, my friends, this is a common goldfish. The one you win at a county fair or buy at a pet store for a few bucks, and then you plop it in a bowl hoping it survives the week.
Hold
These guys.
the phone. That's a normal size?
That is, no, well, we'll get into it, but we're used to just like goldfish being like 2 inches.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying this big one was the normal size, and I was like, no. I misheard you. I was thinking of the, why did I have the bowl, Bart?
That's
like
right.
that size goldfish.
Excellent Simpsons reference. But yeah, we're common goldfish. They're usually like these little buddies that you just throw into a bowl and just like kind of sadly forget about them.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Everything we've been told about these fish is a big old lie.
What?
And the stereotypes that they don't live very long, that they have terrible memories, that they're not the smartest, these beliefs are why goldfish populations in lakes are getting way the fuck out of hand.
Oh my God.
Should we get into it?
We really should. I need details.
All right, so this big guy and thousands of its closest friends were found in Keller Lake. And their numbers got to a point where, quote, folks were seeing them from the shore. Or if they were out kayaking, residents would catch a glimpse of them, and when they were out on their boat, end quote, from the Burnsville Natural Resources Specialist, Caleb Ashling.
I mean, when you're chunky and neon, you're going to be hard to miss. You're going to be hard to miss.
Yeah, especially when you're with thousands of your chunky friends.
Oh
so
my
cute.
God, squad goals.
That's right. It's like, just chunky squad goals. Taking
chunky.
over. Taking the fuck over.
Take it over.
So wildlife officials needed to make a statement ASAP. And where else does one make a statement other than Twitter?
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Dr. Marissa, if you would, please tell us what @BurnsvilleMN told the public this past July 9th.
Of course. All right, quote, "Please don't release your pet goldfish into ponds and lakes!" ! They grow bigger than you think and contribute to poor water quality by mucking up the bottom sediments and uprooting plants. And quote, don't do it, y'all.
Don't.
Keep them home.
That's right.
Toilet them when they die.
Now, a 280 character limit on Twitter, unfortunately, isn't enough to explain how the fuck little Timmy's 2-inch pet goldfish can turn into a 14-inch wild animal. So,
yeah,
we're going to help y'all out.
Please do.
Let's talk about the anatomy of this fish first to undo all of those misconceptions that I just talked about.
Okay. Tell me everything.
So, let's start at the head, y'all. Okay? In regards to their vision, it's pretty awesome.
What?
Their eyes have 4 kinds of cone cells compared to our 3.
Oh.
Which means they could identify red, green, blue, and ultraviolet.
Not even I can do that.
That's right.
And I have glasses, so.
Goldfish also have some kick-ass hearing abilities as well. Fucking get this. In a study called Reinforcing and Discriminative Stimulus Properties of Music in Goldfish.
Oh.
Jesus, what a title. The fishy test subjects were successfully trained to tell the difference between Toccata and Fugue in D minor by Bach and The Rite of Spring by Stravinsky.
Okay, so that means they can hear everything we're saying and doing and listening to.
That's
and
right.
It worries me because most people who have goldfish are young and and like kids and preteens have goldfish in their rooms. And that particular group, based on my experience, my personal experience, listens to bad music. I know, because when I was goldfish age, I thought Hilary Duff was amazing. I had all of Hilary Duff's albums. If you know who that is, you know what I mean. So if I had had a fish, they would have listened to So Yesterday over and over by Hilary Duff, which is one of the worst songs in the world. I'm sorry, Hilary Duff. It is not good, and you know it. End of rant. Should I go?
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
Okay, bye.
It wasn't Bach, it was Duff. Okay. You know, that poor fish. I hope it, well, let's move on. Yeah. So they can identify classical music, which means they can definitely remember shit for longer periods than a few seconds.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Dr. Marissa, would you be so kind as to reveal a little bit more about their cognitive abilities as described by the Goldfish Wiki?
I would love to read from the Goldfish Wiki. All right, quote, goldfish have a memory span of at least 3 months and can distinguish between different shapes, colors, and sounds. By using positive reinforcement, goldfish can be trained to recognize and to react to light signals of different colors or perform tricks. What? In addition, their visual acuity allows them to distinguish between individual humans.
That's right.
They know.
They know. They knew you were a monster playing all that music. So
They
yeah,
knew.
they knew it
And
was
they
you.
knew that Hilary Duff was not the best singer.
Those fish were up to date.
Yeah. I do not hate Hilary Duff, by the way. I just am embarrassed at my own taste.
So that's right. Marissa's embarrassed. And these fish can identify faces and features. They're also cool being solitary, and they're cool with being in large schools. Very rarely do they harm other goldfish, so they're not aggressive.
Oh.
Yeah. Even when it comes to mating season, I'd say they're more annoying than anything.
Oh.
Males chase females carrying eggs, bumping and nudging them until they release those eggs.
That is annoying.
That is so annoying.
Yeah.
It's just like, here, get out. That kind of thing happens.
Take it!
Yeah, exactly.
Take the eggs!
So,
I don't want to see you again.
there you go. After sticking to any local vegetation, eggs hatch in just 48 to 72 hours.
That is so fast.
That is super fucking fast. And the newborns are adorably called fries.
Stop it.
Uh-huh.
Stop it.
Yes.
Fries?
No,
Wow.
I know.
Everybody, I don't think it's
take a
going to
moment.
get better than that.
She just took off her glasses. She put them down.
Just close the computer.
Does everyone leave?
What?
Podcast over.
Podcast. Okay.
So-
Tell me more about the fries.
Well, they grow super fast too, reaching maturity around a year old.
Oh, little babies.
I know. And my friends, when there are no big predators around, they can live up to, get this, 20 to 40 years.
Stop it.
Yep.
So I could have had a goldfish that that is
grew
still
with your
here.
taste. Yeah.
That grew with my taste.
There you go.
I could have it here in New York right now if I had
Yeah.
taken good care of it.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Fucking insane. Yeah, they can grow up to 5 pounds and well over a foot long, and within that time, they churn up sediment and uproot aquatic plants on the lake floor, looking for worms, bug larvae, other fish's eggs, small crustaceans, really anything they could fit in their little mouths.
Oh, man.
I know. So, to recap for a second, they have great vision,
Yeah.
great hearing,
Yeah.
great memory. They grow quickly and love to eat. They're not aggressive with each other, and they have a long-ass lifespan.
I think I aspire to be a goldfish. This is everything I want in my future self. This is the truth I want to live, to be quite honest.
May we all aspire.
Yeah. To live long and not be aggressive.
Jeez.
Have a good memory. Jesus Christ. To actually love to eat. I love to eat, but I would love to eat.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
I know
no
what
one
you
knows
mean.
what I mean, but it's fine. Anyway.
Okay. The piece de resistance, though, we didn't get to until now about these fish.
Oh.
Right. Quote, they're perhaps the only vertebrate animal that could live without any oxygen.
What?
Which is remarkable, said Peter Sorensen, a fisheries biologist professor at the University of Minnesota.
How the hell does that work?
Quote, they can go with what we call totally anaerobic, and they just live off sugars and produce alcohol. End quote.
They keep getting better. They produce alcohol. I know that's
Yeah.
not what that is, but
Well, kind of. I mean, these lucky fuckers, they make and live off their own body booze. Yeah. So let's explain what this is. So it's incredible.
I'm frozen with my mouth open.
Yeah.
They make their own in-body booze.
That's right. That's right. We fucking do. Let's get into it.
Why aren't we all goldfish if reincarnation is a thing? What do I have to do right to be a goldfish?
Man, all right, let's explain how they make their own body booze. So, when water levels are shallow, too murky, when water freezes, or even when there's too many fish taking up what oxygen remains, there's no need to worry because goldfish can survive for 5 months without oxygen. How do they do it? Now, Dr. Marissa, would you like to read a very long thing?
I'm ready. If it involves my new favorite thing on the planet, which is the body booze fish, sorry, goldfish, I would love to read it.
Okay, so would you be so kind to tell us about this process? Right here, I'm pulling it up for you.
Absolutely. I am quoting massivepsi.com, quote, without a steady supply of oxygen, mitochondria, the powerhouse of cells, can't do their job of providing bundles of energy. Anoxic cells are instead forced to rely on anaerobic metabolism outside the mitochondria to convert energy into a usable form. This alternative pathway is highly inefficient and produces the toxic metabolic byproduct lactic acid, the stuff that makes your muscles scream during a sprint. Carp sometimes face quite a predicament. They need energy to power their body, but somehow also need to avoid poisoning their own blood with lactic acid. That's where the booze comes in. By converting lactic acid into ethanol and then dumping that ethanol into the water, carp can survive for months with little oxygen. End quote.
There you go.
So they're making a thing that hurts into a thing that's alcohol.
Yeah, magic.
It's magic.
They fucking evolved to make booze in their body. It's incredible. Thank you, Dr. Marissa, for that explanation.
Welcome. Humans have a lot of evolving to do, by the way.
So much work.
I get a sunburn in 3 seconds, and this thing turns fucking pain into a fucking
margarita.
cocktail. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Hurry the process up.
God damn it. Okay. Well, continuing from massivepsi.com, quote, and do they ever survive? These carp party it up with blood alcohol levels reaching more than 50 milligrams per 100 milliliters.
Shit.
That's above the legal limit for driving in Scotland and Northern European countries, but not the USA or Canada, where it's about 80 milligrams per 100 milliliters, because That's us.
Yeah.
They're basically drunk for 3 months of the year. End quote.
Same.
I know. What a goal.
What a goal. My God.
What a fucking beautiful goal. And so why did we just go through all of this? Well, after the break, we're going to talk about the perfect storm.
Oh.
This is a primer to help us understand how Timmy's pet goldfish became a school of more than 500,000 strong and still growing. You won't believe your eyes or your fucking ears.
Holy shit.
Please stay tuned.
Please do, y'all.
Hello, everyone. You may recognize me as Gabby from the History of Everything podcast.
And my name is Brenna, and you don't recognize me from anything yet.
Together, we're two scientists who explore all of the weird little questions and conspiracies of the universe in our new podcast, Mystery of Everything. Everything has an explanation.
We hope.
But that is what we're here to figure out. We will dive into the science behind many popular conspiracy theories, such as vaccines causing autism, flat earth theory, and was the moon landing fake? And if so, why the heck would anyone even do that?
But it's not just conspiracies. There's a lot of cool mysteries that we will attempt to use science to explain, such as near-death experiences, what made the Vikings go berserk, and can I control my co-host with MK Ultra?
Wait, what? Anyway, make sure to check out the Mystery of Everything podcast everywhere where you find your podcasts.
Hello everyone, Stakuyi here,
And I'm Gabby.
and we are the hosts of History of Everything, a podcast which you can probably guess by the name is, well, it's about everything. Do you want to know why people thought potatoes were evil and would give you syphilis? Are you curious about all the stories of the terrible and stupid ways that people have kicked the bucket over the years? Do you want to hear tales about all of the different badasses of history and the lives that they had brought to life? Well, if so, then look no further. History of Everything is just the right podcast for you. It's available on Spotify, Pandora, and anywhere else that you get your podcast from. Join us for some fun and just see how weird and wacky history can be.
Hey everyone, Jill Chacha here from Well, That's Interesting, and I am absolutely thrilled to tell you about Spotify for podcasters. I use it, I love it, and it all started by downloading the free Spotify for Podcasters app, which has all the tools you need in one place to record and edit your masterpiece of a podcast. Spotify for Podcasters also distributes your show to all major platforms. So when you hit publish, your episodes will stream not only on Spotify, but I'm talking about the Apples, the Googles, Stitcher, Good Pods, the other ones. You get the idea. And you can monetize your podcast with no minimum listenership required. You could also set up monthly subscriptions and record ads just like this one. So what are you waiting for? Download Spotify for Podcasters today and start changing the world. Oh, and please, stay interesting. And we're back.
We are so back.
We're so back, and we're waist deep in an inlet of Big Woods Lake.
Oh.
So,
What does an inlet mean, by the way?
so it's like a picture a lake.
Yeah.
And then off to the side, there's like a almost looks like a spring or a very tiny river from it. Yeah.
That comes an inlet. Oh, I get what you mean. Like a little. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to look at some photos, and I'll provide some photos too of this inlet because it's small but very crowded. And
Oh.
we're going to get into it. So where is Big Woods Lake exactly? Well, it's in the very southwest corner of Minneapolis.
Okay.
Itself, of course, in Minnesota. And just like with Keller Lake, who we brought up earlier, residents jog, hike, and do outdoorsy shit around this body of water too. But although it's miles away from Keller, Big Woods has an even bigger goldfish problem.
You guys.
That's right. Quote, it was the most densely populated discovery of goldfish staff had ever seen, according to the Carver County Water Management Organization.
But why?
Yeah.
Why, Jill? Why?
So-
What happened?
So that quote was taken back in November of 2020.
Oh, no.
Around the time the organization was finally able to start removing the species from the area.
Okay.
The fish were first spotted in April of 2019, and thanks to lockdown and the lake's own low oxygen levels, few to no predators, all of that, nothing was keeping them in check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they became this, and I'd like to show you a photo of what happened when just 2 fish are released. What could possibly happen?
Oh, my God.
Dr. Marissa, please describe what you see in this photo, which is just a snap shot of the problem.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so there are two guys. They've both got a net. They're holding it the way you would hold like a sheet if you and a friend were folding the sheet together. So it's a very wide net. And then they are trying to round up goldfish, and there are so many piles. They are touching each other. They are all touching each other. But beyond that, beyond the place where their net is, it is still very dense.
Yes.
It is dense.
Well, that's a lot of fish.
That's a lot of fish, and they're all touching.
Yeah, I mean, the inlet is maybe just 10 feet across.
Yeah.
From bank to bank, it's just crowded with just various shades of orange and gold and
White.
yellow. Yeah.
It's
white.
like a creamsicle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and these two guys are just trying to net these fish, man.
Yeah.
What we're seeing here is Jordan Ween of WSB and Associates and Andy Eggcombe of the Carver County Water Management Organization removing goldfish from a creek connecting to Big Woods Lake on October 26th. So now I'm about to show you a video on how they net these fish, like the whole process.
Okay.
But let's get into some crazy ass stats first.
Yes, give me the stats.
That's
I want to
right.
know numbers.
Okay, so on the day this team removed, how many goldfish do you want to guess that they removed?
100.
100.
200.
200. Okay. So on this day, this one haul, it was estimated they caught 50,000 fish.
I mean, fuck me. Clearly, I don't know how to count. That's... What do we do with can you eat them? Do you put them somewhere else?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. But this one haul was 50,000 fish out of this one creek/inlet just that day.
Damn.
And environmentalists believe that there's at least 500,000 out there uprooting plants and plowing through the food chain, leaving little behind for other native fish in the area.
Fuck.
500,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
God damn it, that's a lot of fish.
Yeah. Now, to better understand and get ahead of this massive school, staff tagged and released 500 of those fish to track their movements and see where they like to get their spawning on.
Yeah.
They're also age testing just to see how quickly they're reproducing, too.
Good to know. Good to know.
Now, Andrew Dickhart, real name,
Wow. Okay.
aquatic invasive coordinator for the Water Management Organization, told mprnews.org, M is in Minnesota, quote, "If we're going to remove the fish, we need to keep track of a percentage of the population that we're removing until we can get it down to a certain level where that population may no longer be harmful to the lake ecosystem." End quote.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Marissa, in your professional opinion, how long do you think it would take to remove most of the fish and stabilize this situation?
I don't know. 6 months?
6 months. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay. Official plans estimate it's going to take about 3 years.
I'm bad at this. It's just too many fish. This is beyond my ability. I can't even take care of one fish, let alone understand 500,000.
That's right. So, again, it's going to take 3 years to stabilize this one area in Minnesota, which is insane. So, I think it's time to show you the entire method of removal.
Yes, video.
Okay, so you at home can watch along on YouTube. Search goldfish removal on Big Woods Lake, and you'll find a 2.5-minute video with a questionable soundtrack. It's really weird.
Oh my God, I cannot wait. Yes.
So, Dr. Marissa, if you would, for the folks unable to watch, blah, 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 please describe the removal process, and please read the captions for us, too.
I would love to.
Okay, so let me pull up this video real quick.
All right, we're about to watch the goldfish removal project. I'm so excited.
Okay, and the opening still, do you want to just describe the opening still here?
The opening still is a truck bed that is completely full with fish and nothing else. And the guy, there's someone's hand and he's holding one fish.
Yeah.
Sorry, could be a she, could be a they. I don't know. But it is a person holding one fish.
That's right. And it covers their entire palm. It's a big old fish.
Yeah, it's a big old fish.
There you go. All right, let's begin. Whoops.
All right, the staff removed, here's the quote. The staff removed 29,000 more goldfish from Big Woods Lake. Okay, it's a bunch of guys. They're all wearing the same hats and overalls. Thumbs up. It is estimated that over 500,000 goldfish are affecting the water quality of Big Woods Lake. Okay, now I'm seeing the goldfish in the creek. There are so many. There are so many. Apparently, they lose their gold coloring after many generations in the wild.
It's just so many.
It's so many. First, staff secured a large net. Okay, I'm seeing a giant-ass net.
Yeah.
It is like
Bank to bank across.
bank to bank across. It's like if you put several like sheets together. I measure everything in sheets.
Thank you, Amazon.
Thanks, Amazon. Ours are just okay. Several sheets together. You would get kind of a width of like 2 sheets.
Yeah, and it's like
bed
they're
sheets.
creating a barrier, basically.
Yeah.
So the fish can't get across. And let's continue on just to see this process.
Yes. This is very funny music. Okay, next, they placed an underwater speaker in the creek with loud sounds to drive the goldfish towards the large net. Here he is. He's putting a speaker. Okay, then the staff got in with waders and a seine net to further herd the fish towards the large net. So they're doing basically everything they can to capture these fish in these sheet-sized nets.
Exactly. Yeah, they're kind of like trying to squeeze them in.
Yeah.
So from the other end of the net, they have their own net, and they're just kind of like herding them. They're like herding cats, but they're fish towards this other net.
Pretty much.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can fast forward a little bit.
Once all in the net, it was time to get them out. Okay, so they're pulling up these sort of sheet nets.
Yeah, they're trying to drag them out of the water.
Drag them out of the water.
So it's a laborious. It takes about a team of 5 or 6 people.
Yeah, a whole new person just showed up.
There you go.
They're pulling them in. 29,000 goldfish were removed today, Wayne. 1,143 pounds.
29,000 fish.
God damn it. Over, how much is, a ton is 1,000, right?
I think a ton is 2,000 pounds.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not a ton.
Yeah, nearly.
Half a ton.
Yeah, half a ton of fish removed in one session. So this was recorded on November 3rd of 2020. Like we said, they removed 29,000-ish fish. Yeah. Another small dent was made. Now, according to a tweet sent out by the Carver County Water Management Organization, the fish will be used for compost.
Good to know. We're putting them back in the earth.
Back in the
Or
earth.
using them for something valuable.
Yeah, just don't tell little Timmy. Now, going forward, to maintain these invasive populations, ideas were rolled out such as, let's all just take a minute to think about this one, adding more predator fish to the lake.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No.
That is such an episode of The Simpsons.
That's right, yeah.
Don't they have some sort of problem? So they release mongooses, and they have to release snakes, and then they have to release gorillas.
That's right. Yeah, and they all freeze to death in the winter, so they don't have to worry about it. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, so one option was thrown out there just to add more fish.
No.
Or installing barriers in areas where goldfish are known to reproduce, which that's a good idea.
That's really smart.
That's a great idea. Also a great idea, according to MPR, quote, the staff also hope to educate people to never release any kind of domesticated animal into the wild.
That's right. Let's prevent this from happening altogether.
Yes. So where do you take your goldfish or any aquatic animal when caring for it is no longer an option?
Good question.
Well, there's actually lots of options. According to How to Break Up with Your Goldfish, which is a real document on the internet,
That's amazing. I want to see that later.
you can donate your fish to a pet store, a school, or any learning institution. You'll be amazed by how many folks who will be able and are willing to take care of it. Take it off your hands.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Of course. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, donate it to like a first grade class or something. They'll love it.
Dude, they would love it.
The Minnesota Aquarium Society has something called surrender events, which sounds ominous, but it's all good. So
It's all good.
So check your local aquarium societies. I guess that's a thing. They're around. And honestly, they better be, because goldfish aren't just taking over Minnesota. Schools have been spotted in parts of Europe, Canada, Australia, and way more cities in the United States. For example, world-famous Lake Tahoe. 4-pound goldfish have been caught there.
Shut up.
Yes.
That's huge.
That is fucking huge.
That is huge.
That's just... There are some dogs that aren't 4 pounds.
That is crazy. Also, random fact, I had a turtle named Donatello when I was a kid.
Yes.
And my dad told this lie that he had released it into the wild without asking me. And I just think it's because it died. But now every time we saw a turtle in the lake, he would be like, look, it's Donatello. And I don't know what the point of this story was. There's really no lesson, because I'm pretty sure it died.
A little piece of Marissa right there.
There you go.
A little piece of Marissa history. We learned a lot about you today. Your Hillary Duff phase, your Donatello phase.
Yeah. Turtles and bad music. That is what contributed to me. Anyways, back to the podcast.
So, 4-pound goldfish in Lake Tahoe is a thing, so that's happening. Keep an eye on this space and keep tuning in, because we're going to keep adding creatures to this list.
That's right, and keep an eye out for Donatello.
Yes, tell him we said hi.
Yeah.
So, the end, but not, of episode 049. So,
amazing.
Yeah, thanks for listening, subscribing, telling your friends about the magic that is goldfish.
Thank you so much. Don't forget to write in with your interesting facts about fish, about Britney Spears, about anything you want. We will be obsessed with it.
Did you ever meet Hillary Duff?
Did you meet Hillary Duff? Was it underwhelming? Yes. Okay. I understand.
And please, stay interesting.
Please do.